Welcome to TechMark Pod, where we innovate, discuss, and discover the dynamic intersection of technology and marketing. In each episode, we explore how businesses can leverage both to drive growth and innovation. Meet Alvin, our esteemed host for TechMark Pod. With over 15 years of experience as a renowned marketer, project manager, and software as a service architect, join us as we uncover the unique value proposition of integrating technology and marketing strategies, helping you stay ahead in this fast-paced digital world.
Hi everyone, welcome to TechMark Pod. Today is quite an interesting episode. Actually, I say it's an interesting episode every day. But anyway, this month is Women's Month, and it's a pleasure that Camilla has agreed to join me on TechMark Pod and in celebration of women. And this episode becomes one of those dedicated episodes to women in tech and marketing as well. Camilla, welcome to TechMark Pod.
Thank you so much for having me.
Definitely. So I met Camilla at Google Cloud Summit, and as usual, I'm just, approaching everybody, tell them about TechMark Pod and how amazing TechMark Pod is. And Camilla, I just found out she's a founder of a quite interesting product. And also she's a marketer. So we're going to delve into a lot of things, branding, marketing, and your products. Camilla, you can introduce yourself.
I'm Camilla. I am a marketer, as you've said. I am someone who is multi-passionate. I love lots of different things. And I founded this product that we're going to speak about as well.
Definitely. Actually, I want to start from how did you actually start? Where did the idea come from, or the inspiration of this product? So let's start from there. And then, of course, you're going to introduce what product are we talking about? Because right now, no one knows what we are talking about.
So I would have to preface with the backstory of how I even got to the point where the idea came. So I am someone who, like I said, I'm multi-passionate. I do a lot of different things. I had wanted to become a psychiatrist when I left school. I didn't get into medicine, but I got into a Bachelor of Science, which I ended up hating. So I moved from that. My passion was always actually makeup artistry. So I studied makeup and hairstyling, and I did that for a long time. I still do it part-time. And after I kind of lost my passion for makeup and hair, I decided to go into digital marketing. So I studied digital marketing and became a social media manager. And I also found interest in other things. So now I love doing personal brand and monetization strategy. I love AI. So I've dabbled into AI and automation. So when I'm speaking to people and I'm out, what do I tell you? Who do I say that I am in that moment? And then do I send you to my makeup and hairstyling Instagram page, or do I send you to my AI and automation portfolio? What do I do? And I can't have 5 different websites for all of the different things that I do. So I needed a solution for this problem because when I wasn't introducing myself properly, I would get nervous and I would tell you everything that I do, even though it wasn't relevant. And I just needed one consolidated hub for everything that has to do with me. I looked around and I couldn't really find anything, but I was self-taught. So I kind of created like an online portfolio. And then I needed something to connect it to, because obviously a business card has your name and your title. Which title do I put on a business card? So I also then started going into automation, and NFC tags came up. And I had never heard of NFC tags, which is the little chip. It's near field communication. So it's the same technology that allows you to tap to pay. And there were these little chips that people were using for different things to automate around their house. And I thought, this is so interesting. I then saw that people were doing these NFC stickers to lead to one place. So they would lead to an Instagram page, or they would lead to a LinkedIn profile. I thought, I want this to lead to my portfolio, my one hub that has everything to do with me. And so I got into teaching myself how to make these resin keychains with my branding on it. I connected an NFC tag, and that's how Portal was born.
Wow, amazing. I actually have the same problem at the moment, because it's not easy to to describe who I am. I would like to call myself a chief marketing technologist. Sometimes you find me as an IT project manager. Sometimes you get me as a marketing director, or, and at the same time, I'm a podcaster, and, getting to then send 20 links of what I do, it just doesn't make sense.
Exactly.
So I understand you very well, how your solution solves that problem. And do you think, if we look maybe 20, 30 years ago, do you think that problem was there, or it's now a new problem?
I
in
think
this
that
era?
it's a new problem. I don't think that this problem was there 20 years ago, only because I think
Yeah.
people were a lot more conservative, and it was
Yeah.
shunned upon to be a jack of all trades and a master of none. So I think now, as we progress with time, we're finding out that you can do more than one thing. I mean, we have different skills. Why must you stick to one thing? And also, with the need of multiple streams of income, we wear lots of different hats. And I don't think that that was the case 20 years ago.
Definitely. I love it. I love it. So let's talk about how you then, when you started the idea, how did you then build it into a brand and to where it is at the moment?
So because it's interesting, and quite honestly, I created this product for myself to solve an issue for myself. And I just thought I can't be the only one who's going through this. I mean, other people are going through this too. So very soon after my first prototype, I realized that I'm sitting on something very interesting, and I turned it into something formal. And because I'm in marketing, my marketing brain came on, and I said, okay, this is how I'm going to strategically place this. This is the vision that I have for this, and this is how I'm going to sell this as a brand.
Yeah. I think as a marketer, I'm tempted to ask, what was your brand positioning? What was the target market? Yeah.
My target market was people like me. Initially, it was multi-hyphenated people. My target was public figures. It was public speakers. You're a public speaker, and you have a speaking engagement, and you want to share your details with somebody. So it's broadened as time has gone. Creatives, whatever. There is a certain kind of person who would need something like this. So my positioning was a replacement for a paper business card. It's evolved a lot since then.
Yeah. And in your business, do you work alone, or do you have a team behind Portal?
I started alone. I have been alone. I am about to celebrate my 1 year anniversary, or my 1 year since starting very soon. And very, very recently, as in a few days ago, I brought in someone to help me with marketing and PR, ironically.
Actually, they say doctors never treat themselves. So marketers can market themselves as well, right?
Exactly.
I find it difficult. So many times I look at the business and I'm thinking, no, man, there's something wrong with this website. I need to change it and all that stuff, And these are thoughts that are running in my head where I could have employed a marketer to do a better job than I could have. You know what I mean? So,
Exactly.
I mean, kudos to you. It makes sense. And what would you say has been the growth of your product?
I think the growth has been the kind of person that I'm targeting. So initially, I was really betting on individual people and individual sales. And while that is still a really big part of the brand, I am venturing into more bulk products and more corporate events. There's a lot of use cases for corporate events, teams. So I'm catering to more people at one time now.
Amazing stuff. So does it come, because I remember you showed me a key ring. Is it one key ring, or can you custom make the key rings? How do you do it?
Yeah, so it is a key ring. So obviously mine has the Portal branding on it, and then it has the QR code at the back, but it can be, they're all custom made to your brand. Unless you don't have a logo and you just want to use the standard branding of Portal, it has your branding on it. It's completely customized to you.
Amazing. Okay. I think one question that I would want to ask is it a tech initiative or is it a marketing initiative? What is it based on?
Yeah. So that was a difficult one for me to kind of come to terms with, because in my mind, I thought that this is a tech product,
Yeah.
but it's actually not. And it's different from my competitors because this isn't a sales infrastructure. It's not a software development infrastructure. It is a relationship management infrastructure. So it's more on the personal branding and marketing side, relationship building, and the tech part of it, which is the NFC chip, is just the vehicle to get to that. So it's more on the marketing side.
So let me go back to what you said when we started this conversation. You spoke about you were actually a psychology student, right?
I wanted to be a psychiatrist, but I didn't actually end up getting to pursue it. Yeah.
Okay. So something that has been interesting is, when people apply for jobs, and one thing that I noticed, people went to do those science, we call them science qualifications, right? The psychiatrist and all the stuff, right? And I noticed a lot of people have been trying to move back to marketing. Do you think there is a relationship between marketing and psychology?
Absolutely. I think marketing is human psychology completely. I think
Yeah.
the word marketing and human psychology are synonymous, because that is what marketing is. You are trying to sell something to people. So to do that, you need to understand human behavior.
Actually, consumer behavior was one of my best subjects, I should say. So when you mentioned that, I got excited and I'm thinking, okay, so does it mean that possibly, psychologists would make better marketers because they understand humans better than anybody else?
Absolutely. I think if you understand the human brain, if you understand how we think, how we feel, how we're influenced by different things, what connects with a human, we are all the same, at the end of the day, the core of us, we are all the same. And I think a psychologist has seen so many different kinds of people and has been able to find the link. And you're able to treat people because you understand that there's a thread between all of us as humans. I think if a psychologist, which I think human psychology is one of the subjects if you study marketing formally, but I think if a psychologist was able to get a little bit of marketing background, they would be incredible.
Definitely. You spoke about your AI portfolio. Let's talk about AI.
Let's do it.
Tell me about the portfolio. I want to hear more. What is it you're offering on AI?
So I started again with myself. I am someone who, I don't want to take the long route. I kind of find a shortcut, but an efficient shortcut. So I started getting into AI automation for myself to make my work easier. I remember I only started using ChatGPT in 2023 and I became obsessed with AI after that. And the beautiful thing is that since 2023, the way that AI has developed is insane. And I know that things that I tried to do last year that I couldn't, I could definitely do now because it's developed so quickly. So in AI automation, I create obviously automations for people to make their processes easier so that you can focus on more important things. I also help people with prompt engineering. So how do you become a better prompter so that you get the best outcome that you can? I think people don't know how to use AI properly. So I love to water it down a bit and teach people how to do that. I've also started doing work with an organization who have a South African chatbot, and I'm helping with the prompt engineering for that, localizing the chatbot for South Africa. And yeah, the work is evolving. As AI is evolving, I'm also tapping into that.
Amazing stuff. That's quite interesting. And how have you used AI on Portal or any of your other services, or you just AI automation? It's a standalone service on itself.
It is a standalone service on its own that I would then consult doing. But I have obviously used AI in the development of Portal. And in the way that I've used it is really interesting because AI has allowed me to add color to my ideas. It's allowed me to add context to things that I wouldn't have been able to do. So AI has introduced me to tools that I didn't know about. I was doing things the long way that I didn't need to do, and it's helped me find good shortcuts and good tools, and it's helped me so much. It's made the job a lot easier.
Amazing. I think we also need to highlight that the use of AI, it's not as perfect as it sounds. But if you understand, let's talk about marketing, right? If you understand marketing and then use AI, it kind of take you to another level. But you can't then start from zero and use AI and you think you're a marketer. So we need to differentiate that use of AI.
Absolutely. Using AI does not make you a doctor because AI can give you the answers. Yeah. Using AI does not make you a marketer. And I think that's where a lot of people are going wrong. And I'm seeing that it's actually something that I speak about quite often is that if you think that you're going to use AI as someone who doesn't understand marketing, your content is going to sound exactly the same as everybody else's. And that's the problem. You're not going to actually achieve what you want to achieve. AI is a tool and it is a creativity partner. I think it's a creativity enhancer. If you already have the base and you have the ideas, AI can help you bring them to life. But I don't think that we can make that the end all and be all and expect that you're going to get amazing results.
I love it. So that's actually cool. And I'm just trying to think how AI has actually opened up new, business avenues for everyone, because prompting has become a skill that is of importance. And I've noticed that many young people, when they come for job interviews, they actually don't know how to prompt.
What's even interesting is how we've created AI as a crutch. I've seen a lot that people will use AI in their job application, and you've created this whole story. And when it comes time to actually speak in person, you don't know what to say.
Yeah, definitely. And what do you think is the future as we go along, maybe in the next 5 years? Because from what I've gathered in my conversation with you, it seems like you're very futuristic. You started using ChatGPT 3-4 years ago, and here you are, you've become a prompter and you are assisting organizations or individuals in how to use AI. And what do you think is the future?
It's very scary because I don't know. It can be different tomorrow. A new tool is going to come out today at 3:00 and it's going to, change the trajectory of AI. Like I said, I remember last year, I tried to vibe code. I tried to create an app and AI wasn't advanced enough at the time to do what I was trying to do. And already, if I tried to create that app now, I could do it within a few hours. It is insane how quickly it's moving. It is insane how much it's able to do and replace and enhance. So to say that I would know what AI is going to do tomorrow, I would be lying.
True. No, I'm in agreement with you. It's something that actually shocks me. So yesterday, I was actually not vibe coding, but I was actually coding, or I was developing a website, right? So I found out okay, so I can instruct AI to basically build a website in my absence. And when I come back, it tells me that the pages are done. Just check the drafts. It doesn't publish. It tells you check the drafts. Are you happy? When you're happy, you can then publish, which is something that I probably need to give to my web developer. And then it was, I don't know how I can explain it, but it was difficult over the years where you needed to pass on your ideas to the rest of the team. But in this day and age, it has become easy to pass on the ideas because you can actually come up with a mock of what you are thinking using AI, and then you can pass it on to the team. I don't know if you have experienced that.
So I think now the beauty of this is that AI has leveled the playing ground. And as much as now you don't need a human to, you don't need
Yeah.
that whole process of briefing your web developer and trying to explain to them what it is that you want in your vision. And then them coming back a few weeks later with something that you're not even happy with. And then they have to go back and do it again. The difference now is that, yes, AI can do that for you now, but the difference now, what makes people different and the products different is our brains as individuals. Now it is literally the level of your creativity that is going to make you different from the other person. It's your personal experiences. It's the way that you see life and your glasses at the way that you look at things and how you envision things. That's what makes everybody's products different now, because AI will create the same thing for everyone, but the way that you prompt and the way that you see things and the way that you want things is what's actually going to make everything different.
Amazing. I love it. You spoke about your portfolio. We spoke about AI. We spoke about Portal. I'm tempted to ask about the rest of the other businesses that you have.
The other one is social media management.
Okay.
So I am working full time as a social media manager at the moment. That is something that I got into. Basically, it stemmed from makeup artistry and hairstyling, which is the original thing that I did. I started trying to obviously market myself through TikTok. And I had a video that went viral, and I became addicted to virality and how do I get my work to as many people as possible online. And that's what made me want to get into social media. So I did a course on digital marketing, which involves social media, which is now, the direction that I've gone into now, which has evolved into personal brand and monetization strategy, which that came up through social media. I was handling a good friend now's social media platforms, and she had a following, but I really saw that she wasn't making money from her following. It's one thing to have 100,000 followers, but if you're not optimizing on that, what's the point? And I always unsolicited, I'm able to see someone has this list of skills. What are you doing about it to make money? There's so many ways that we can monetize our skills and our brain. And there was a gap that I was seeing. So I love that strategy of helping people use what they have to monetize from it. We can't have one stream of income anymore. And if it's a skill that you already have, why not use it? So that is another leg of what I do. And then, it's the AI automation. So it's kind of been like a roadmap. Everything has kind of led into the other.
Definitely, it has. And let's talk about a little bit about personal branding and your understanding of personal branding. A lot of people have moved back to, to think of themselves as a brand. And it's something that has been trending, especially on LinkedIn. And I've noticed people are concentrating on, on their brands, on their personal brands. What does it entail?
Well, I think in the abstract, in the storyteller way, I think personal branding is the way that you author yourself. We judge a book by its cover. How are you illustrating your cover? How are you opening the door towards what you want people to see, what you want people to know and experience of you? It is quite literally you writing the story of how you want yourself to be portrayed. And I think it's very important in this day and age. You want to have control over how people perceive you, because people are going to perceive you whether you want it or not. But you get to author how people perceive you. I think that's what personal branding is.
Do you offer that as a service to anybody, or is something that you're doing for yourself and maybe your friend?
Yeah, so I'm doing that for my friend as well. We've completely rebranded her. People had an idea of who she was already, but we then tailored it. We controlled it. We rewrote how people see her. And then that has enabled her to get more opportunities in different spaces. It's also something that I do for myself, though I think as marketers, maybe it's just me, it's a little bit more difficult to do things like that for yourself. I think we're a little bit more hesitant or controlling over the way that we see our brand and how we want to be perceived, that you kind of miss gaps that other people can see. So it's easier to do these things for other people. I don't know if that's been your experience as well.
It's been my experience as well. So it's difficult to basically do all the services that we offer to the world, to ourselves. I think most of the times, if you go to a marketing agency's website, you realize their website is not the best, but they go out and actually develop the best for their clients. So it's a little bit of a challenge, but I try. But it's a big challenge. So okay, so social media marketing. When did you start doing social media marketing? I've got a question on that.
I started doing social media marketing in 2023.
Yeah.
I had just finished my course on digital marketing. I got the opportunity to intern at a very, very interesting place. I actually interned there. They loved me so much that I ended up getting a job as a social media coordinator. And it was at a political party. It changed my brain chemistry completely. It was the most incredible experience.
Wait a minute. So when you combined, you spoke about personal branding, how you changed your friends, how people perceive you as a brand, right? There's a word that you used, and I almost wanted to say, look, that sounds like propaganda, but let's talk about the political party now. Now you're telling me something that I picked up something when you spoke. Now it's quite interesting.
Yeah, so it was very interesting. And I got to work on a campaign for a certain person. I don't want to mention names. And
that's fine.
Through strategy, through the team, we were able to really allow her to become something incredible. The strategy behind her, how she's perceived, it was incredible. And so I did that in an election year in 2020, from 2023 to 2024. I was a social media coordinator. Amazing. Which I think it really informed how I see personal branding, actually.
I think whilst you're talking about it, I've been amazed by whoever's doing marketing or social media marketing for Helen Ziller. I'm gonna say a name, but she's been trending of late.
Yeah.
So it was something that was intriguing. I'm like, oh, okay, that's quite interesting,
But as a marketer, can you imagine how, I think as marketers, I don't think other people would have that view that you just said. As marketers, we're able to see that this is not her ideas. There's no way that she's thinking about these things. This is strategy, deep strategy that is happening by a team of marketers who understand human psychology, like we spoke about, who understand what people want. What do they want to see? What authenticity do they want to see? And that is a personal branding. That is marketing strategy that other people wouldn't really understand.
They won't. And that is the importance of marketing that we always discuss on this podcast. So many business owners, probably they don't understand why marketing. And marketing is just not something that you do once off. As marketers, we offer a lot for businesses. And interestingly, we actually offer that for politicians as well. Look at President Ramaphosa, social media, or how people perceive him. In as much as some people get angry, but at the end of the day, they love him because of his social media presence. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So
his
it's
personal
marketing.
Brand.
You know what I mean? So it's marketing as well. So that's quite interesting. Camilla, if anyone wants to contact you for any of your services, how do they get hold of you?
Can get hold of me through Portal. So you can go to www.portale.co.za. You can email info@portal.co.za. And I am on all social media platforms at portal_Z.
Great. And before we close this episode, do you have any last words that anything that you wanna say?
I would love to say that if anyone who's watching has had a hard time introducing themselves, articulating themselves, articulating how they want to strategically place themselves as their personal brand, I would love to chat, and I think Portal would be an incredible tool for you to use.
Great. Thank you very much for coming to TechMark Pod. It's been a pleasure talking to you. I love talking to marketers, by the way. Marketing was my first love. Tech becomes second. But I love talking to marketers. And for everyone else, this episode was sponsored by Symbody Digital. We are a marketing agency based in Midrand. And thank you very much for watching this episode. And happy Women's Month. Thank you very much, Camilla.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.